right now, this is a game for tonight that you don't want to tease because the Saints are 1. And what you want to do with those long teasers, again, is you want to get past a couple of numbers. And so, for example, if the Saints go to 1.5, if you want to tease Jacksonville up, you'll be going through 3 and through 7, catching 7.5 points on a 2-team 6-point teaser at that point. But other legs that we have potentially this week, Paulie, and we'll tie in the totals here as well. I mentioned before, the Falcons-Buccaneers got down to as low as 36.5 yesterday, back to 38 now today. But you can tease the Falcons up to 8.5 against the Buccaneers. Any interest?
That one's tough because I can't get there with Ritter. Atlanta's on an 0-5 ATS run here now as well. Mayfield 3-9 ATS is a favorite in the division in his career. Should be a low-scoring game. I'll have to go along with you on that one.
I think so, too.
I will hate myself if he throws 3 picks again, though.
Yeah. It seems to me like Atlanta is going to play based on their schedule again, and they have a pretty good defense, good weapons to work with, nice running game. It feels like Atlanta plays in a close game every single time they take the field, and that could be a common theme this year, where they're just incapable of blowing most teams out because of the quarterback play, and yet they're okay enough on defense to keep the offense in it, and then they're going to take time off the clock and maybe some long possessions as well.
Yep. Remember, Ritter, all-time 0-10 ATS first half as well.
Yeah. You could get the Colts up to 8.5 against the Browns, total of 40 in this game. It'd be Minshew against the unknown status of Deshaun Watson.
He had no answers yesterday. When are you playing? I don't know. What is going on here?
He was all over the map yesterday.
Yes. I don't know.
So we could see him Sunday, and we might see him 2 weeks down the road. Don't know.
I don't understand it. Because he played in the game, and then with the bye, and then you thought they were under the assumption he was going to play, and then they had to put DTR out there too.
Right.
So in any event, the fact that they have a winning record with everything they've had to deal with as far as the injuries and the turnovers is nothing short of spectacular and astonishing. I mean, they're 3-2. They're -8 in the turnover margin. To think about that.
Right.
So this screams under. Because how conservative they should be. Stefanski, take it easy, will you? Throwing the ball backed up with Walker? Use your head. Come on. But they should be conservative with Walker, and I love this defense. How can you not? I mean, after the Niners go down the field to start, and certainly there were injuries, but the Cleveland defense is nasty.
Paul, I don't think that's going to change much. Go back to the Christmas Day game a couple of years back. They had the Packers on the ropes at Lambeau Field, and they were running Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt at like 8 yards per carry. And that was the day that Mayfield could have had 6 INTs. Let's just keep throwing the football.
Yeah, but this is not going to go well for Minshew. I mean, he's going to turn it over, and you can move it against the Colts. But certainly you got to get Watson back here.
Yeah, a couple things here. I don't know how often I can actually have the Browns on a ticket if it's going to be P.J. Walker at quarterback or DTR. But also, like you said, the defense is so good, it's going to keep them in every game this year.
I like that he was throwing it up to Cooper, which bad job by the Cowboys to let him go. But Cooper had some great catches in that win. Throw it up there, let him make a play. I'm all for it.
You want to tease the Bills down to 2?
Yeah, absolutely, I already did. And I played the under. There's weather. It could be windy as well. Biggest dog for the Belichick at home since Brady's first start. They were getting 11 against Peyton Manning. That's where we're at now. 9-point dogs at home. Already teased it, already played it. Allen and the Bills get right, and you just can't get there with anything New England looks at and tries to do offensively. And it's just, I would like to see a quarterback change in this game too. Just enough. Just come out and just bench the guy and either put Zappe or Cunningham or Greer in there and just be done with this Mac Jones.
Was this part of that 3-team teaser you bet earlier in the week?
Yes.
Okay.
I have this with Seattle and Alabama, but then I played the game under too.
I like what Ross Tucker was telling us yesterday. He was, as he said, wheeling these teasers together in the NFL. I don't mind that idea at all. I think there are a lot of good options this week, and this would be one of them. How about Giants +8 or 8.5 against the Commanders, total of 39? Now, it looks like the offensive line across the board for the Giants shaking up now this week.
I love the NFL. I won't watch 2 seconds of this. I don't want any part of this. And I like that what they did with Taylor and chewing the clock, and they should have won that game against Buffalo.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens with Danny Dimes. But I want no part of this game at all.
We were kicking this around during the break. You asked me what it's going to be like if we get 2 teams in the NFC South in the playoffs, which is realistic right now.
Sure it is.
I came back and I said maybe a team like the Commanders can get in. That would make it 3 teams in the playoffs, in theory, from the NFC East. You get 3 from there. You get the Lions. You get the South winner. That's 5. You get probably 2 teams from the West. Is that fair?
Yep.
49ers and the Seahawks, and then there you go.
Seattle's good. Geno has to play better. Seattle's a playoff team.
Yeah.
I mean, that 7 seed could be, oh, boy. I mean, it could be.
Not pretty.
Yeah. Yep.
Speaking of Seattle, you can tease them down to 2 against the Cardinals. The total here in the game is 44.5.
Yep.
The news yesterday where Kyler Murray is going to be coming back and he's going to be practicing at some point here soon with
really
Arizona.
Like Seattle. Really like Seattle bounce back at home. Geno's got to play better. Better, again, like most teams, get better in the red zone. But I think, again, this is the same type of performance every game out of Arizona on the road. Hang in there, and then the wheels come off, right? And you saw that last week as the Rams ran them out in the second half.
Yeah, and no James Conner to run the football, who was having a nice year for this Cardinals team. That's going to be a killer for the offense as well. Broncos up to 7.5 against the Packers with a total of 45 here.
What did I see now? If you're favored off the bye, it's like 60-some% going back. So that points to Green Bay with this spot. But yeah, same thing. I don't trust anyone here. I mean, the Packers should win this game, but I can't do it.
No, there are many other games to bet on. As I said yesterday, this one is not going to be part of it for me this week. And you could, in theory, if you would like, tease the Dolphins. Now, money coming in on the Eagles yesterday to push this number on Sunday night up to Philly 2.5. So you could grab the Dolphins plus 8.5. But the total in this game in the low 50s, around 51.5 or 52. I would stay away from teasing this one. Too high of a total. Don't want to get involved. Means there could be a ton of points obviously scored. And a lot of that could be coming from the Philadelphia side.
And I would tease the Monday night game. 49ers getting good news. Looks like a lot of these guys will play. And Minnesota won, but it was bad offensively. Issues moving the ball against Chicago. We thought Addison would have a big game. What, do you have 20 yards? I mean, against that defense. Number one, they're going to harass Kirk all game. He'll probably turn it over, and I think Purdy gets right as well. I mean, I'm not going to put that on him last week. He's losing guys all over the place, and then he takes them in, and Moody can't make a kick. So,
yep. I would say my 3 favorite teasable games on the board this week: Seattle against Arizona, the Bills against the Patriots, and the Falcons against the Buccaneers.
All right. Have you played anything college? I'm with Brad Powers coming up, but I played the Penn State game under. Okay. I played the Alabama game under. I don't think Tennessee's going to be able to move it against Alabama. I mean, they couldn't do it against A&M. And there's some other juicy games coming up there as well, and then we'll see. That Iowa total's down to 31 now.
Well, haven't played too much this weekend yet. I don't think it's going to be a heavy card for me this weekend in college football. Betting some of this midweek stuff has been okay. The Jacksonville State game the other night, nice result.
Good one tonight.
Yeah.
James Madison at Marshall.
So this team could go 12-0 on the season and they'd be left out of a bowl.
Yeah, not only can you go 12-0, let's say they go 11-1. Forget about playing in your conference title game. You can't even go to a bowl game with this stupid transition thing. I mean, this is like their 3rd or 4th year now where they've come into Division One? I mean, this is what?
The rule takes 4 years for a team to become eligible. Who came up with this idea?
You can't even play in a bowl? I don't know. That might factor in, but I don't know how. This might be their Super Bowl now. You're 6-0 and you're on national TV? I don't know. I mean, this doesn't make any. It's the same thing for Jacksonville State. What are they, 7-2? 6-2? I mean, it's the same thing.
They're having a nice season, yeah.
They can't play in a bowl game. But this is even more egregious because James Madison might be the best team in that conference.
Might be.
Can't even play in the conference title game.
Yeah.
Well, they still got to play App State and Coastal.
Well, no, I know.
We'll see, but that's right.
They're doing a good job of like taking teams apart. It's a hell of a program.
It is.
And to come in like this and to basically dominate might be a strong word, but it's teetering that way anyway for them.
I think Oregon's laying too much, though. Don't you think? You just think they're going to come out with their hair on fire but 20 points. I know Ward's been bad the last couple of weeks, and now it appears School's out. Rush 3, drop 8, but that's a lot of points.
I could also see Dan Lanning being pissed off and this guy running up the score if he has a chance to do so.
Okay.
He's got that in him.
They always did well there under Leach. Remember that. They never had any problems going in there playing well and getting wins.
Visit VSiN.com to get current odds, listen for free, find showtimes, and download VSiN sports betting podcasts.